Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Jay Lippman Live. I'm trying to adjust my mic here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome. Welcome to my weekly live stream where we talk about all things relating to creating videos. So if you are interested in video creating, did I just say video creating? Video editing, camera gear, and all that other good stuff, welcome. You've come to the right place. Let's jump into the chat real quick. Michael Fire Jr., what's going on? First one here. Hello. Judith Scott, what's going on? Finders, beepers, history seekers. Hey, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Welcome back to the stream. Apps That Rule, what's going on? What's going on, dude? It's a special day today, guys. It is a very, very special day. Today happens to be my daughter's 3rd birthday. It is Kaylin's birthday. Hey, it's that J guy. Yeah, it's that J guy. So yeah, today's Kaylin's birthday. She turned 3. She's at daycare right now. which normally I feel like in any other circumstance, I would feel guilty about sending my kid to daycare on her birthday. But uh, two things. One, I've got a ton of stuff to do. And two, the daycare lady always throws a party for the kids on their birthday. So, she's having fun. So that's awesome. That's awesome. We've been in Russia filming. That would explain it. That would explain it. Happy birthday to your daughter. Thank you very much. Finders Beepers. Bobby Arnett, greetings from Florida. Hello, sir. Jelly Duck, what's going on? What's going on? So yeah, today's a good day. It's a hectic day. Recorded a video earlier that's going to be coming out on Friday for all of my fellow DaVinci Resolve users. I was dealing with some stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It kind of spawned the idea for this week's live stream, something that we're going to talk about in just a bit. Absolute Rule, happy birthday to your little girl. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, Jelly Duck. I appreciate that. So the video that's coming out on Friday is all about speeding up DaVinci Resolve. Not like a faster editing workflow or anything like that, but like literally the technical part of it. Like if you're having issues with lag, if your videos are very choppy upon playback, I've got a few different ways to fix that. Some of them work in some situations, others work in other situations. Actually, one of them works in pretty much all situations. That's not the point. You can check that out on Friday. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a short one, but it's gonna be good. But the idea that spawned from that, the reason why I put this video out is because I was actually having, like I said, issues with video lag, and really it was my entire computer was lagging and I had to do a bunch of stuff. But specifically in DaVinci Resolve, Marty just landed on my computer. Marty's like he's going, as Michael Fire Jr. would say, Marty is going ham today. He's just non-stop. He is non-stop today. Anyway, I was having issues with lag, and since I was fixing it, I was like, I should probably do a video about this. But it got me thinking about like the little annoyances. Like, I don't know about you. I am all about, with everything that's going on, I am all about like speed and efficiency and trying to get through, filming and editing as quickly as possible. Right down to like even in my little kind of studio area, I have everything set up. So like all I have to do is maybe switch a cable here or there and press a button, and I can switch from, shooting an actual video to, doing a live stream, and I just have to like reposition the mic real quick and it works. So like today I thought we would talk about different ways to be more efficient in your workflow, not just specifically video editing, but efficient in your workflow altogether. Just little like handy tips and tricks that like people don't always think about. Things like making sure everything is all set up. Cause I used to like, I have an issue with clutter. One, I'm like a horribly messy person. So like there's that, but like I'm a horribly messy person that hates clutter and it drives me nuts. So I used to, like, when I was done with the live stream, the webcam would come off of the desk, and I would just break all the live streaming stuff down and set it aside so I wouldn't have to deal with the clutter on my desk. And, when I wasn't filming with the camera, I would break the camera down and put it in the camera bag. And, everything was just always getting set up and put away. And it was wasting a lot of time. And I finally had to like get over myself. I finally had to get over myself and just find a way to keep everything set up basically all the time so that it's more efficient and I'm not wasting time. So what I thought I would do is maybe ask you guys, what are some things that you do, whether it's in the editing process or in the filming process, or even just general day-to-day stuff like the thing that I just told you about? Like, what are some ways that you stay efficient and fast? What do you do? Have you figured out kind of like workflow is the only thing that's coming to mind, but it's not workflow that I'm talking about. Have you found out any methods for staying efficient? That is my question to you. That's what we're talking about today. So in the chat right now, let me know, what are some ways that you stay efficient in your video making endeavors? While you do that, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Oh, Absolute Rule says, make sure you all hit the thumbs up and tweet this out. Yes, please do. Please do hit that thumbs up and tweet this out. It would be wonderful to bring some more people in here. I know that Stacey Morgan's doing his like 12-hour long birthday live stream. So I get that. It's cool. It's cool. I ain't mad at you. Happy birthday to Stacey Morgan. Happy birthday to Stacey Morgan. Also, if you guys have any questions, about video editing, camera gear, how to make better videos, whatever, if you have any questions, there is a link in the description to fill out a form and ask a question, and I'll pull them up. And I'll answer them. Judah Scott says she doesn't keep stuff that she doesn't need. That's important. That's definitely important. For the most part, I'm pretty good at that, except for when it comes to gear. When it comes to gear, I keep things that I haven't used in years because maybe one day I'm going to need it. And actually, funny story about that. There was one thing that like I got rid of. I got rid of it, and it was a USB interface. It was the PreSonus USB interface, which allowed me to hook my microphone up to my a regular XLR microphone to my computer, and I got rid of it. I was spending some money to get a point and shoot camera that I never use, and then like 3 or 4 months later, maybe a little bit longer than that, but like a few months later, I decided I wanted to start live streaming, and I was like, wow, I really could use that USB interface right now. I could use it because now I don't really have a way to connect my microphone to my computer. I did not at the time know that I could actually use my field recorder as a USB interface, but yeah, I sold something. I got rid of a piece of gear that I thought I wasn't going to need because I wasn't really recording my own music anymore. I also wasn't podcasting anymore. So I was like, I don't really need this. I have no need to hook a microphone up to a computer. Who would need that when creating videos? And, lo and behold, here we are now. Bobby Arnett says, shoot with an edit in mind. Saves time shooting, and even larger, it saves time editing if you already have the shot sheet in mind. 100%. I am a big advocate. That just came out all wrong. I can't talk today, apparently, guys. So the mouth-brain connection is broken. But yeah, I'm a huge, huge fan of planning your shots, getting out there and thinking about what the video is going to look like and what shots you would need, and even storyboarding. Even I've gone as far as storyboarding videos before and coming up with shot lists and drawing little stick figure pictures. I've done that. I've done that, and it's a huge help. It's a huge help because when you know what shots you need, you can go ahead and shoot them, and you can take multiple takes. But ultimately, yeah, it does. It saves a lot of time scrubbing through. Now when I scrub through, I just have to scrub through for the takes, instead of like whether or not a shot would go in a video. So Jelly Duck says, since when did you started on podcast? I had a podcast. I don't have one right now, Jelly Duck. I'm thinking of maybe starting one up, but I don't know yet. I mean, I really like when it comes down to it, if I was going to start a podcast, I'd have to back off of YouTube just a tiny bit and maybe produce one less video a week. And I really don't want to do that. But I did have a podcast. I've had a couple podcasts, actually. The first podcast that I had, was when I was building a marketing company. When I was trying to build a marketing company, I started a podcast all about social media and all that stuff. And that went absolutely nowhere. And, Joran, hello, sir. Welcome. So yeah, that one went nowhere. And then when I decided to kind of pivot and start focusing on the whole management and life coaching, I started another podcast, and that one actually did fairly well. I was really heavy on LinkedIn. I was using LinkedIn a whole bunch, and I made a bunch of connections, and I was able to actually interview some pretty cool people, including the head of PR. I think she was the head of PR, Haley Griffith from Buffer, which is a social media management tool. Buffer for a long time, and still kind of was my favorite, my favorite way to manage social media. And I was actually able to interview I think she was the head of PR at the time. I think she has a new role now. I follow her on Twitter, but I interviewed her, and yeah, Inspired John, what's going on? What's going on? And then when I started the YouTube channel, I decided to start a podcast called No Life Without Art. I did 2 episodes. The first one was kind of like my history with art and how it played a role in, my, recovery from drug and alcohol addiction and all that stuff. And then like the second episode was kind of the whole question of like, why I didn't go to college, and, why, I could never really figure out what I would study if I did go to college. And I made some remarks in that podcast that actually made some people angry, and not like I had some haters on social media. Like, the people that I pissed off were like people that I'm very, very close with. And I had to, and I deleted that episode, but I also accidentally deleted the first episode. And then I never put the first episode back up, and I never recorded another episode because I decided it was right around that same time. It was right around that same time that I kind of decided I was going to leave the life coaching business behind and really focus on YouTube and video creating. And I dove in head first and just started pumping out content. And I just found I didn't have time to do that and do a podcast. So that was that. Jay, you and I should do an addiction hangout. I'm down, dude. I'm down 100%. 100%. Actually, this month, the end of this month, the 26th of this month, will be 10 years. 10 years since I've had a drink of alcohol or put a drug in my system. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's my history with podcasts. Nothing against podcasts. I listen to them all the time. But I just don't have time to create one right now, and I don't feel like backing off of YouTube because the YouTube thing's actually going fairly well. Does John Mark Miller, hello, welcome to the stream. Does anybody heard Spencer Barton's skateboard? No, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. I do not know what you're talking about. So, anybody else? Real quick, I'm just going to check the form to see if anybody's filled anything out. And guys, I know that I started this conversation about like efficiency and all that stuff, but if you have any questions regarding the video creation process, even if it doesn't relate to the topic that I started this off with, go ahead and ask them. The Q&A stuff is just a general Q&A. So, September 26th, you're at 11. Nice, dude. My uncle was 15 years last year. Well, isn't this cool? It's a crazy world, man. Kids having birthdays and all sorts of stuff. So, I already talked about one of the... See, if Panetta was here, he'd be yelling at me because I got this whole... I fidget with things. I'm going to put that over here so I can't play with it. I've already talked about one of the ways that I stay efficient, which is keeping everything set up in my little studio area, especially now that I don't really vlog that often, that I do almost everything exclusively in the studio. I call it a studio. It's not a studio, but I call it a studio. But now that I do everything pretty much exclusively in here, it's a lot easier to keep everything set up. And now I kind of have a lighting setup that I like, and it works out really, really well. So gotta run. Have a fantastic day. Absolute Rule. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thank you so much. I got a mini fridge back here. I don't know if you can hear it. Like the compressor is pretty much going all the time, but now I got a weird buzzing coming out of it. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but it's been going on pretty much all day, and it's a little disconcerting. So one of the other things that I do to stay efficient is I keep a record of all of my settings, like on my phone. I have a list. I use Google Keep as my notes app, and I have a note in there that has like all of my compressor settings. Because for some reason, with the compressor, or not with the compressor, but with the EQ, I can't do a preset for the EQ. So in order to stay efficient, whenever I like edit and I'm using a new microphone, when I finally find the sound that I want, I make a note of all my settings. So when it comes time to do sound design, I can just pop in and be like, okay, this band needs to be here, this band needs to be here, this band needs to be here. And then like, it's really fast. So like keeping a record of your settings, or if you can, create presets. Like I'm still kind of tinkering. I got a new lighting setup, so I'm still tinkering with the color with the color grading for my videos. But I'm getting a phone call that was distracting. I'm still tinkering with the color grading with my new lighting setup, but once I do, I'm going to create a LUT. And that way, when I record another video, instead of going through the whole manual color grading process, I can just drop my LUT on there. And so creating presets, keeping a record of your settings is another great way to speed up the workflow, and all that. Bobby Arnett says, did you catch the drama on No Small Creator last week? I briefly saw something. But no, not really. I've already forgotten what it's about. I know it was something. There was something, and people got opinionated, and I try and keep my opinions out of it. To be honest, I don't go on the No Small Creator group that much, and it's nothing against the group. I'm just really busy. I'm just really, really busy. Like you'll notice, like maybe once every few weeks, I'll pop a video in there and I'll comment on some posts and all that stuff. But I don't have the time to hang out in the Facebook group, not like I used to. The YouTube closing accounts thing. That's right. That whole thing. Hello, Organic Gardening in North Carolina. What's going on, man? What's going on? I got most of the needles out and I'm feeling great. Awesome. Yeah, it did seem to spawn a pretty interesting conversation. I got stuck in the rabbit hole for about 5 minutes and then I had to go on to the next thing, but it is what it is, like when it comes down to it. I'm just going to say this isn't really a channel about how to grow on YouTube, or, I pretty much stay away from the like, what is YouTube doing? Because I have a fairly unpopular opinion, especially among channels that are the same size as me or smaller. Think of a number 1 to 9. I'm going to guess your number. Okay. I've got my number. I'm interested to see this. But here's my thing about YouTube. Like, bottom line, like there's a lot of people that YouTube doesn't care about small creators. YouTube is a business, and their business is not to keep the creators happy. Their business is to keep the advertisers happy. So like everything that they do is with that in mind. And I feel like if we could just accept that, everybody will have a much easier time. Like that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that, and if you're And I agree 100% in diversifying, like I don't put all my eggs in the YouTube game. I'm also, looking for client work as a video editor. I'm going to start putting some stuff out via Patreon on, coaching people on editing. That's the thing. So that's that. All right. Hey, Ryan Miller, what's going on, man? Welcome. Who's your back outdoors? Hello. Hello. Got a few minutes. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by. Jordan says you upload a new video. Awesome. What are my thoughts about the DJI Osmo? Guys, real quick, remember, if you have questions, because the chat's starting to go now, the chat's starting to go. So if you have questions, make sure you fill out that form, because I may not catch it in the chat. If I do, I'll answer it. But if I don't, the best way to get your question answered is to click the link in the description, fill out that form, and that way I can go in there and I can ask your questions. But as far as my the DJI Osmo looks awesome. If I had the choice, I would probably. I feel like I would probably still go with the GoPro. I don't know. Like and it's mostly not brand loyalty, but brand trust. Like DJI, I trust DJI, but they're new to the action camera game. Which means like brand new firmware that they haven't really dealt with before and all that stuff. It's still new. If they come, like maybe in a couple iterations, the Osmo Action version 3 or 4 is going to like blow GoPro out of the water. In fact, I'd be willing to bet that is the case. But right now, GoPro has been at this for so long and they're getting it right now. Like the 7 Black they got it right, So I think just from a brand trust standpoint, I would probably still go with the GoPro, but the Osmo Action is not a bad camera. It's not a bad camera. I would still do it. Rachel Rawson, hello. Their business is money. That's exactly right. Flat Ministry Network, hello. He says, or she, I don't know. Oh, it's Fiat, not Flat. Fiat Ministry Network. Just wondering about the process of when I do a live show on YouTube. Is there anything you recommend I do to help create a better workflow? Do you make an edited version on a live stream video? As far as my live streams are concerned, my workflow is basically I have everything set up in Streamlabs OBS so that once I click live, it's ready to go. I have a couple VST plugins that I use for audio, and I set it so that as soon as I open up Streamlabs, those VST plugins activate, so I don't have to go through the process of tweaking the audio and tweaking the video settings and all that stuff. I plug in, and it just goes. So as far as workflow, that's it. I keep everything set up on my desk. So the once a week, that one day, I just have to plug in a few things, hit a button, and I'm ready to go. As far as after the live stream, I just let the replays ride. Maybe if I get to the point where I'm interviewing people, I may do some edits. So I cut out some of the dead space, but I pretty much just, I find the YouTube video editor infuriating. And in order to keep the watch time on the live stream that you got while you were streaming, you have to use YouTube's video editor. And it's infuriating. And it's as, Michael Fryer Jr. can attest to this. It's like pulling teeth and it takes forever. You make an edit, you got to wait for it to process. It takes forever. I hate it. They got a lot of work to do with that. So I just let it ride. I keep it live on my channel. I don't unlist them. It's been suggested that I unlist them, and I used to, but I'm not monetized yet, and I want to make sure that those live streams are counting towards my watch hours. So there's that. I'm missing chat. I am missing chat. Oh, Josh Walker. Hello. Check out Potato Jet's review between GoPro and Osmo. Very revealing. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I know he actually took time and looked into the software and he really dug in on his thing. I haven't watched it yet. Mostly I'm not in a financial position to buy an Osmo Action or buy a Hero 7 Black. I don't own an action camera, and I'm okay with that right now. I mean, like I said, I do most of my stuff in here. Maybe if I go out and start vlogging again, then that'll change. But for the time being, so I haven't watched Potato Jet's thing. I think I started. I may have like almost clicked on it at one point, and then I got distracted. So, but I do want to watch it. John Mark Miller says my channel name is John Mark Miller. Okay, awesome, good to know. Ryan Miller says stick with GoPro is the short stick of it. There you go. Bobby Arnett says agreed. Josh Walker Vlogs, what's up, man? He says, what's up, man? You probably wouldn't like the sound quality on Osmo. I don't know. I watched Tech Examine's video, the comparison, and the GoPro seemed louder off the bat, and I don't know if that was a settings thing, but audio's huge for me. But if I can attach an external camera or microphone to it, then that's a kind of a moot point. So, guys, I saw GoPro 7 Gray in a local pawn shop for like 110 euros. Do I buy it? John Mark Miller, yes, I have a number. It's in my head. I saw a GoPro 7 Gray in a local pawn shop. I've heard that like black is the way to go. I know nothing about the other versions of the Hero 7, so I can't really attest to that. I would say if you were seeing that for a 7 Black, I would say absolutely. But if you want to get your first action camera, why not? Why not? Okay. John Mark Miller, you were almost right on the money. My number was actually 8. You were very close, though. Very, very close. I can borrow yours. I can borrow your what? Your Hero 7 Black? Stay away from the others. They suck. There you go. You heard it from Tech Examined. White is 1080 only. Black is the only one with the better stabilization. That's what it is. That was the big difference was the stabilization. And if I'm going to get a GoPro, I need the stabilization. So, especially that hyper smooth. The hyper smooth stabilization on the 7 Black is just amazing. Let's check in with our form. See if anybody has asked a question yet. It doesn't look like anybody has. No responses. That's okay. It is 2:30. It is 2:30. The audio on the Osmo is quiet, but I can bump it up no problem in post. I mean, that's good to know. It still seems better than buying new at $329, and these are pounds, Jay. Oh, euro. Whatever. Man, Rachel, whatever. Or just buy an 8-man action camera for $60 on Amazon. There you go. So, okay, pounds. 329 pounds. That's fine. Why do people pick 7, John Mark Miller? I'm interested to know why people pick 7. Because people like Saturday. Interesting. I could see that. See, you got to understand, like, I'm self-employed and I do what I love every day. So I actually my favorite day is Wednesday. Because of live stream. I love doing this live stream. I love hanging out with you guys and talking to you guys. I love talking about making videos and video editing and camera gear and just all that stuff. I love it. It's it's just my favorite thing in the whole world. So yeah. All right, Jordan, I just got home after I fixed my brakes on my bike. They were worn out. and I had time to make a new video and upload it, and now I'm here. Hey, Nova 6 Marketing. What did you miss? You missed, what did we talk? We're talking about ways to stay efficient while making videos, whether that's in the editing process, the shooting process, or in no process. The example I gave was I keep everything set up on my desk. I keep my webcam set up. I keep my camera set up. I keep my lights set up. Everything is set up. My mic is set up. So like at the most, I have to like switch a couple wires and hit a button and I'm done and I can just do what I got to do. So that was like the one tip that I do. That also creating presets and keeping a record of your settings so that if you're doing kind of the same thing over and over again, you can just, keep those settings going. So that is what you missed. We also talked about GoPro versus DJI Osmo Action, which like I can only speak of from speculation because I don't have either one of those things. But I am trying. I don't know if any of you guys are on Twitter, and I don't know if you guys follow Deity microphones, but they just produced a whole new line of the what is it? The VidMic Pro 3, I think. And they're giving 5. They're giving 5 away as review units, and you had to like comment on their tweet and give them your idea for a review. So hopefully I will be getting that. I would be thrilled to get that because it would be really nice to have a new shotgun mic for my camera. I would love that. I wanted to, but the idea that I gave them was that I wanted to review how easy it is to edit. One of the things that Deity boasts, like with their microphones, is that they have a flat profile. If any of you guys watched my review of these, cord. If any of you guys watch my review of these, the AKG K240 Studios, one of the things that I talked about was the importance of a flat sound profile. It makes it much easier to work with in post. And the same goes for microphones. You have a microphone that's tuned flat, you're not going to get that accentuated bass. A lot of people like that. A lot of people like the accentuated bass. Personally, I don't. I like a flat sound profile because that way I can just do whatever I want to do with it. It's like the difference for any of you other camera nerds, it's like the difference between color grading Rec 709 footage and color grading log footage. The flatter it is, the easier it is to work with in post. So I would love to get my hands on that Deity mic. I would love to be able to review it. It would be awesome. Yeah. So who's drowning their sorrows on Jay's stream? Why are you guys drowning sorrows? Why are you guys being sorrowful? The only good Osmo is the Action. I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, the Pocket seemed pretty cool. I don't know. They're cool. I think you're right. I think the best Osmo is probably the Action, but I don't know if yeah. But I saw more salt and pepper with the Action filming than I did with the 7 Black, but they're very close. There you go. It's a little bit more noise. Somebody's Nomadic Bike. Also, hi, Nomadic Bike. When did you get here? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Rick2Bs, hello. What's going on? Thanks for stopping by. So a little bit more noise from the Osmo Action, says Nomadic Bike. Interesting. Is it bad I'm actually considering a video camera again? Canon XF100. Just a little good one that I know works okay. No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, why not? Why not? The XF100. What is that? I'm Googling. I'm going to Google that right now. Let's see. Canon XF100. Whoa. It's like a camcorder. Like that's a legit camcorder. Wow. Go for it. Do it. It's going to be hard to vlog with. That's what you got your phone for, right? Judith Scott, thanks for stopping by. Have a good one. New DJI RoboMaster S1. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to have to look at that. The bad thing about the Osmo is to get the really good shots, you have to buy yet another $1,500 lens for it. What? What are you talking about? There are additional lenses? There's additional lenses for the Osmo Action? That's interesting. Just a little one. Good quality, though. Nice mic. Rachel, does it have the ability to put an external mic on it? Because that would totally change the game. What is this DJI RoboMaster S1? You guys are just throwing stuff at me, and I got to check it out. DJI RoboMaster S1. It's a remote control camera car. And it's educational. It's a drone tank. That's so cool. That's so cool. I want one. I just want to play with one. That would be so cool. That's so funny. Oh, the Osmo Plus. There you go. Okay, you can buy lens kits for it. I'm thinking for bigger films. There you go. Do it. DJI makes toys now. John Mark Miller says, how many hours have I been vlogging? Well, hours? I don't know. Is there a stat in YouTube? Does YouTube Studio have a stat for how many hours of video you have up? Like, I know the hours of watch time I could find, but what about hours of video that you've uploaded? That would be cool. I would be interested to see that. I don't know, but I could tell you, John Mark, I can tell you that I started on YouTube. My first vlog was uploaded on March 9th of last year. So I've been going, I had 3 months worth of daily videos, once in April of 2018, once August and September of 2018. So I've got 3 months worth of daily videos plus, and then the rest of it has all been two videos a week plus a live stream. So lots and lots of hours. Oh man, like 2 inches bigger than an SLR camera. Cool. And yep, you can put an external mic on it. There you go. All right, go for it. The Osmo Plus is a different animal. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Yeah, and I still would have bought the 7 Black of the Action if the Action came out before, but that's totally my opinion. Yeah, 15 hours. You've been vlogging for 15 hours today? Holy dear God, what time is it where you are? Hey, I made it to the number of the beast in subs yesterday. 666. Nice. My fingers wouldn't work there for a second. Did you see that? They went rogue. My hand went rogue. 666 subscribers. Yes. I feel like I need to play some Iron Maiden now. Let's do it. Oh man. The Osmo Plus uses the same Zenmuse cameras as the Inspire 2, right? I have no idea. I don't know much about DJI stuff because I've never used it and I've never been able to afford it, so I've never really looked into it that deeply. That's just me. But yeah. That's just me. But DJI apparently has an extensive list of just fun stuff. Osmo Plus. Let's just get a gander at it real quick. Osmo Plus. Oh, that thing. I know the Osmo Plus. Okay. Yeah. It's the little... Yeah. It's the Yeah. So I got here late. What time does the live stream start now? I was at a meeting. Stupid work. Live stream starts at 2 o'clock, goes to 3 o'clock. I bumped it up a half an hour last week because I was trying to piggyback off of Michael Fire Jr.'s live stream. If we're being totally honest, I was just trying to piggyback off that. It 100% worked. But yeah, it goes from 2 to 3 every week, unless there's like extenuating circumstances. Sometimes I'll do it earlier, never later, because basically the live stream ends. I get the kids' car snack ready, usually some kind of like chips or maybe some cereal, Kicks. I'll like fill a baggie up with Kicks, get her some juice, hop in the car, go pick her up from daycare. That is generally what happens after my live streams. But sometimes I will do it earlier if it's warranted. John Mark Miller, do you play Clash of Clans? I do not. I basically don't play mobile games. Every once in a while, I'll download one. I'll play it for a couple days or maybe even just a day. And then I won't play it anymore. So I am way out of date with a Canon G30. Or is that a camcorder that would give me a good quality of video? I don't know. I've never used a Canon camcorder. So start on live stream. 9 p.m. It's 9 p.m. where you are? Well, I guess it's almost 10 o'clock now. It's almost 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I don't know anything about Canon camcorders. I've never used them. So, I guess maybe Rachel Rawson would be the best one. Hi, Marty. Rachel Rawson would probably be the best one to ask about that. Mike Van Doozy. Hello, sir. Welcome. How about Minecraft? I'll tell you what, John Mark, I'll just lay it out for you. I don't really play any games. I'm not a gamer. I'm way too busy creating content and trying to build the channel, trying to build other streams of income. That pretty much takes up my entire day. I did just buy Far Cry 3, 4, and 5 for Xbox. Marty. But I don't play games. Like I don't have the time. So like buying those games that I just bought, like really there was no point to it. It was totally wasted money. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't play games. For the most part, like not really at all. Casual Xbox player sometimes, very rarely, but that's it. That's it. My voice is doing some weird stuff today, and I didn't drink all my coffee. Now I drank all my coffee. Woo. Whew. So we got a couple cool videos coming up, guys. For anybody else who uses DaVinci Resolve, I've got a tutorial coming out on Friday on how to make it run faster. Gonna go through things like using optimized media, doing proxy mode, deleting render cache. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where I'm just gonna walk you through that process. So hopefully doing one or multiple of those things will help DaVinci Resolve not lag as much, which is super important if you're operating off of a subpar laptop like I am. And then Monday, got a review of a different video editing software, which is like, I know, it's crazy. But video editing company that makes video editing software reached out. They asked me to review their product. They said, hey, our product and your videos are aimed at the same audience, so why don't we do something? And it's cool. They gave me access to their product. They gave me access to their affiliate program, which I still need to sign up for. And yeah, putting together that review. That's gonna be coming on Monday. Finally, 3 weeks later. I needed time to dive in and figure it all out. It was you can ask Tech Examined. You can ask Michael T. Panetta or Michael Fire Jr. I was at very first glance, I jumped in and it was like new to me. It's very different from DaVinci Resolve, and it took me a while to kind of get over that hurdle, that like initial like automatically comparing it to what I use now. Like this was not a comparison video. This is a review. So I had to get all expectations out of my mind, all comparisons to other software out of my mind. And for the most part, I did that. And And so I did that. I dove in, I looked, and I actually found there's like, you guys may want to take a look at this if DaVinci Resolve's just a little bit too much for you. Like if it's just like, if there's just too much to do, too much stuff on there that you just don't care about, this could be a really good option. So make sure that you're watching my video on Monday. So, at least I have full version of DaVinci Resolve. John Mark Miller says, I know how tall you are. I doubt that. At least I have a full version of DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, one day. One day I will have it. It's going to happen. If I, yeah, one day I will have the full version. It's going to happen. Oh, 6'1". That is incorrect, John Mark Miller. I am a whopping 5'5". I am a hobbit. I'm a hobbit. Any adventure vlogs coming up? I always enjoy those. None planned at the moment unless I actually make it out to the Canada get-together at the end of September. If I can manage to do that, then yes, I will be doing an adventure vlog. But here's the deal. Like, and this is kind of going more into YouTube talk than video creation talk. Jay was like, what? Yeah. When I first opened up this software, I was kind of like, what is going on? But it's actually a really cool piece of software. And there's like some really, really cool stuff in there that I kind of wish DaVinci did. But then there's other stuff that I'm like, I really like, there's a feature that I use over here and I like really need it to be over here. So, you know, it's a give and take. You get some things, you got to leave a couple other things behind, but you'll see on Monday. You'll see. I'm 5'5". Well, awesome, John Mark Miller. He's taller than me and so proud. That's true. That's true. And you are more Hobbit than me. I'll be in Seattle vlogging at the end of this month. That's awesome, Josh Walker. Yeah. So anyway, this is kind of diving more into like YouTube growth than the actual creation of the video, but like the 5'4" here, it's like a Hobbit convention. Woo! Hobbits unite. Hobbits unite. So, you know, just looking at my analytics, I got really, really interested in the analytics behind YouTube, like far beyond just watching the sub count and the view retention. Like I got really into looking at the numbers, looking at the analytics, analyzing them, and taking action based off of them. And one of the things, but I'm going to watch Chad Wildclay. Have a good one. Oh, Chad Wildclay. There you go. That's, for those of you who don't know, I believe that is Hectorius's channel. The Mr. Hacker. That's what it's called. Mr. Hacker. So, you better make it to Canada. I ain't looking Panetta. It all depends on fundage, passport, and all that good stuff. So I'm trying. I am trying. Anyway, one of the things that came out, Josh Walker, one of the things that came out of looking at those numbers was that the vlogs were not growing my channel. The things that were growing my channel were the videos about making videos. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing all the like the inspirational and motivational stuff, like a whole like live your best life thing that I was doing for a while. Some of you might remember that. I stopped doing that because it wasn't growing my channel. And, you know, that's what I want to do on here. I want to grow my channel. So I need to do the things that are going to grow my channel. Now, I could do even more than what I'm doing now in order to grow my channel, but I would go absolutely insane, you know, because like right now, like the videos that are specifically about DaVinci Resolve are clearly growing my channel and they are the backbone of my channel. But I still once a week put out a video that has nothing. It still has to do with creating videos more times than not, about editing videos, but it has nothing to do with DaVinci Resolve. And those, they're starting to pick up now. I've been using Morning Fame a little bit for my keyword research, and that's been helping a lot. And I think that I'm like starting to get known not just as a DaVinci Resolve, like, but as a guy who actually knows about video editing. Gotta go. Have a great day. Jelly Duck, have a good one. Jay, your channel attracts fellow short horses. Oh, that's great. That's great. Jelly Duck, have a good one, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I stopped doing the vlogs for the most part. I did a couple. Every vlog that I do, just compared to the other videos that I put out, just bomb. So I don't do them. I'm focused on teaching people how to make better videos. And once a week I do that in DaVinci Resolve. And once a week I do that, you know, just kind of a general theory, best practices type of thing. Like you guys may have seen, actually, put in the chat real quick, yes or no. Did you see this past Monday's video about storytelling? Just put in the chat, yes or no. Did you see that? I keep like trying to sip out of my cup as if there's something in there. Josh Walker Vlog says, I get it, man. Every time I do a boosted board video, I gain like 20 subs. There you go. You just need to do a boosted board channel, Josh. That's that's all you got to do. So yeah, again, yes or no. Did you see Monday's video about storytelling? Because I personally really enjoyed that video. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Thought I had a lot of good information. Plus, Jeff from Story Greenlight gave me permission to snag a clip from one of his videos so I could kind of touch on the thing under the thing, which is a really cool concept that will absolutely 100% change your storytelling thought process. And it's really awesome. Retro, I'm still trying to figure out what people like best in my vids. Might also help if I made a load more of them. Absolutely. 100%, Rachel. If you made more of them, you could find out what people like. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, more is good. More is good. I was actually, and it's weird. I mean, we got 5 minutes left. I guess we can go off the beaten path. Nova 6, not yet. Been swamped. It's on my radar, though. Awesome. Nomadic Bike says not yet. Mike Fire Jr. says yes. Yeah, it was, I mean, storytelling's super important. Story is kind of everything, you know? And I've been trying to do my best to kind of like incorporate it into tutorials and even gear reviews. Like that's the hardest one. Is like, how do you make a story around a microphone? I'm pointing up because my microphone's right there. Stop wiggling. Rachel Rossum, we like that you are in your video, your humor, but that's tough to grow, but not impossible. Exactly. Story is king. Obscure filmmaker, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yes, story is king. And it's funny. Like, story is king. When you talk about video, when you're having a conversation about creating videos, everybody says story is king. Everywhere else in the marketing world, in just the general marketing world, everybody just says content is king. But I agree, story is king. Whether it's video or print. Whether it's like, you know, video, audio, or, you know, written word. That's what I'm going for. Story is king. My favorite songs tell stories. You know, I like to be able to visualize. One of my favorite punk bands is a band called Rise Against. Their stuff over the last couple albums has been a little questionable, but like their early stuff up till like maybe like 3 albums ago. Great stuff. And their songs told stories. You could visually see, in your head what the guy was singing about, and it just sucked you in. And that's like one of my favorite things. The same thing with my absolute favorite punk band, Bad Religion. They do the same thing. They tell stories in their songs. If you can tell a story, it's amazing. Like it will totally, but it's not just this story of here's what's happening. And this is where Jeff from Story Greenlight really hits the nail on the head. It's not just about here's what's happening. It's not just the story on the surface. it's the underlying thing. Like, what is this story really about? Like, it's not, use an example of a road trip, in the video that I put out on Monday. And it was about it's a road trip where a family's getting into a car to go to another family member's birthday party. But along the way, they hit traffic and they risk running late, but then traffic breaks and they make it there on time. Super simple story, beginning, middle, end, setup, conflict resolution, all that stuff. But the whole thing under the thing, the key to the story isn't this is a story about a road trip. This is a story about family and being there for each other. Like that is what this story is about. So, like, if you can find that underlying thing beneath the thing under the thing, I'm blanking, but that emotional thing, then you will tell a great story every single time. So, I made a story about a dead tomato once. There you go. I'm just going to enjoy making vlogs. Hopefully my channel grows. There you go. Hey, Needy, Rise Against. Yes. I got to admit, I was a little late to the Rise Against party. Siren Song of the Counterculture was the first album that the first album that I listened to. But, Give It All, like when I heard Give It All for the first time, my brain exploded and I went back immediately. I got that album. I went back. This is back in the CD days. Guys, this is back CDs. You remember those? I went back. I bought their first album. I bought their second album. I've just been getting all their albums ever since. They're so good. Saw them live. I met them. They're super, super cool. Yeah. I met them in Philadelphia, actually, at the Electric Factory. Some of you guys may know where that is, but yeah, I met them. Super great band, super nice guys. Yeah. Mike Van Dude says, I'm going live at 3:15. If you see any people in there you don't know, feel free to jump on for a minute and tell them about your interview tonight. There you go. Boom. Man, 3:15. Unfortunately, I will be in the car. Is this your stream? This is your weekly stream for your European peeps. So it is 2:59. Dear Lord, what happened? My throat is telling me that it's 2:59, but my brain is like, wow, this is fun. Great venue. Yeah, Electric Factory is great. It was Rise Against, Comeback Kids, Silverstein, and some random band for LA that actually kind of sucked. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was a great show. I ran in, this was back when I smoked. I was on my way out to smoke a cigarette in between bands, ran into the singer of Comeback Kid. He was coming back in and started talking to him a little bit, invited me backstage, got to meet Comeback Kid, got to meet Silverstein, got to meet Rise Against. It was like a really quick thing, but it was super cool. Super, super cool. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, 2:59. Guys, thank you so much for once again making 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday afternoon my favorite time during the week. It was a great hour. Had a lot of fun with this conversation. Again, keep an eye out for my video coming out on Friday and another one on Monday. And if you so choose to become a supporting member of this channel, I would greatly appreciate that. You can do that in a few different ways. I do have a link in the description to make a one-time donation via PayPal or Streamlabs. You can also become a patron. I've got some really cool stuff in the works on Patreon, including some coaching for video editing. So if you guys are looking to kind of improve your skills in the video editing area, that's going to be possible through Patreon very, very soon. I also got merch for sale and my 2019 Let's Pack. So if you want to check those out, feel free. All the links are in the description, as well as a link for TubeBuddy, the #1 browser plugin for YouTube. So check that stuff out, guys. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you for this last hour. Man, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. Guys, I will be back on Friday with a brand new video. But until then, thank you so much for hanging out. And I'll talk to you later. Take it easy.